Welcome to the official Munzee podcast.
I'm Rob, also known as Coach V, your host and the president of Munzee.
And I'm Craig, also known as Michell. I'm an avid Munzee player and here to explore this game further.
Each week, we'll delve into Munzee's mysteries, divulge some secrets, and inform players from around the world just what's coming your way.
So sit back, relax, as today's episode is high scoring, Rob. We chat all about the week that was with the massive points from the Munzee Mecca in Florida. Some flat Rob scatters that are out and about at the moment. Sand dollars? Am I getting that right? And we always finish off with a question for Rob and a Munzee tip of the week. Rob, mate, big weekend. Let's talk about the weekend a little bit first, shall we?
Okay, I'm still waking up from the weekend, man. It's been, wow.
I know.
Just over the top.
Yeah.
But yes, let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm. So if those didn't know, if your head is in the sand like an ostrich, we had a 3-day bender of a weekend, we'll say that, when it comes to Munzee. It's not alcohol.
Yeah.
Munzee.
Oh.
And 3 days of full-on Munzee madness, or Mecca, in Florida. Orlando, Florida it was too. So that was really cool. Rob, we got down there Thursday afternoon.
We did. We flew in Thursday. You got there a bit earlier than I did, and you got to make sure that every Munzee was captured at the airport. That's
Absolutely.
for sure.
And guess what, Rob? Because I was there for that long too. This is the thing people don't understand when it comes to Munzee stuff. If you got time on your hands, you got time to Munzee. You know what I mean? Like that's the whole point of it. And so I didn't have to use any blasts. I didn't have to use any boosters. I didn't have to use any of that sort of stuff. I just literally, Rob, I walked around the airport in Orlando, got my steps in, got my exercise in, got my points in, and killed time waiting for you. So how good is that? See? There you go.
You're so lucky that you got to wait for me for all those hours. That's how you're putting it. And some people will be like, yeah, I'd rather just move, go somewhere.
See, an avid Munzee player, there's a reason. There's a reason why you go early to things. I mean, let's be honest. All listeners out there at the moment, you do not, when you drive on a trip away, you do not go straight from A to B, do you? No, you divert. You divert left, right. You divert via the Munzee way, so to speak. So, yes.
Good point. Yeah. Sometimes you might actually drive the speed limit just so you can cap more Munzees instead of driving warp speed because you want to get somewhere very, very quickly. Okay, you're right.
Or you can drive those in Texas. I think they're having those side lanes along the freeway. You can drive those side lanes even slower and get them all that way. See, so.
Oh yeah. The access roads.
Yeah. They're the ones. You can drive the access roads instead of the main roads. Anyway, Rob, this weekend, I'll let you know now. I'm going to brag, just a little humble brag here. I got over 2 million points, both like 2 days, Friday and Saturday. Over 2 million. So I got over 4 million points for the weekend. It was massive, mate. It was massive.
What was your previous record for points in a day?
Previous record was 1.8 million, and so I beat my previous record 2 days in a row. So I think that's pretty cool. But I'm bummed out, Rob. I am really bummed out because the GCV, he managed to stay longer than me down there in the weekend, and so I beat him overall points. All right, when it comes to like overall points, lifetime points, I had just managed to catch him, and I was ahead of him, Rob. I was ahead of him by 300,000 points, and I was so excited and so happy. I come home now, I'm 1.7 million points behind.
Yeah. So, sorry about that. I took him. I took him to Disney Springs, and we had lunch after we dropped you off. And he was like, "Wow, look at how many more Munzees there are here." And then he stopped talking to me, and he just played Munzee.
Well, if people don't realize either, I mean, Josh and I, and we thank you, and we thank the Freeze Tag and Munzee team, Rob. Josh and I were down there, and we stayed with you in an Airbnb. Now, there's a good side and a bad side to this, Rob. The good side is we've got a driver in you, so we can play Munzee the whole time. The bad side is, Rob, we were working as well. Josh and I were doing the videos, we're doing the podcast stuff, we're doing all that sort of thing. We left. People don't realize we left that Airbnb 8 a.m. in the morning. We didn't get back into the Airbnb, and sometimes until almost midnight. We didn't then go to bed until 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, and then up and do it again. That was a big weekend.
Yes, it was. It was a lot of fun. I think we had a good time. So I thank you and Josh for coming along for the events and for documenting it. And everyone should go and check out Geocaching Vlogger's video because he put one out this previous Sunday that was a coexist that was geocaching with the Munzee president. So I always enjoy making an appearance in his videos, and that was fun. So while I said that he and I he stopped talking to me and only played Munzee, that's not true. Actually, on Sunday, after we dropped you off, we made you jealous by doing 2 more adventure labs as well. So while we walked around Disney Springs, not only did he get another 1,000,000 points, but we also got 2 more souvenirs for completing or postcards, I guess, for completing the adventure labs there. So we had a good time. That's kind of the theme, I think, of the whole weekend. For the 3 of us was just a coexisting piece to it. We spent obviously a lot of time at the Munzee events. We hung out with a lot of players. All 4 of the events made it to Mega. Actually, there were 5 events. So the Thursday night, which was a pre-event, everyone like us hadn't traveled in for that first one. But yeah, we had a great time. There were more than 50 people there, probably almost 60, I guess. And so it matched up with what the will attends on the calendar said. But yeah, we had a good time, did some coexisting, played quite a few different games, and yeah, just had a good time. So yeah, thanks for your part in all of that.
Anytime.
And he put a video out last Sunday on his channel that people can check out, but he's also got things on TikTok and Instagram Reels and stuff like that. Right. So check out his social channels.
We have a full rundown video coming out on Sunday this week after this podcast is published. But also, we've got to make mention as well, Munzee Events. It's called Munzee Events is the actual YouTube channel name, and that is run by not Whelan, W. Helen, I'm told. W. Helen, we've got to say. We've got to call him W. Helen from now on. So he runs the Munzee Events YouTube channel, and he's did a quick turnaround as well. His videos are more like, look, this is what I saw when I was there. They're not a vlog sort of style, so you don't really get all the talking and stuff. He's always behind the camera. But guess what, Rob? On the video coming on Sunday, he's in front of the camera. I made sure of it. So yes,
everyone can see him wheeling and dealing. Wheeling is in front of the camera. Good.
Exactly. And ladies, beware. He's got his guns out too. So just be careful with that. So anyway, let's move on, Rob. We can talk about.
Wait, there's one more. Yeah. There's one more thing that I forgot to mention that was very important. On Saturday, Carson passed me by. He did.
Oh, as in Buckeye Casher 111.
Buckeye Casher 111. He passed me. He ended up with more points overall than I have. Now, he's not on my radar. I didn't realize someone was chasing me so fast. However, he noticed, and when he did, he sent you a screenshot.
He did.
And his humble bragginess of look, I passed Rob. Well, we still invited him out, and I still bought him pizza on Saturday night, even though he passed me by. So, Carson, congrats, but I'm coming for you. I'll get my place back.
Well, Rob, well played by Carson. The reason why I say that is because he didn't actually send me the screenshot, or he didn't tell us until after you paid for the pizza. It was afterwards.
He's a smart guy.
He's a very smart guy. So well done to Carson. Yep. Well done, mate. Buckeye Casher. And he made the trip, drove down all by himself as well. It was great work. And a big thanks as well to the organisers and sponsors of the events in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
They did a fantastic job with it. Beautiful locations, I will say that. And you'll see those locations in the video as well. Stunning locations. Lots of cards, and a big thank you as well to everyone around the world deploying cards and everything else as well for all of us to actually brag about the amount of points we got. So yes, thank you for everyone of the Munzee world. Anyway, Rob,
absolutely.
The week that was, we're going to talk about it. Yes, we had events in Florida. We also had California, Missouri, Minnesota, Ontario, British Columbia, and in the world, Rob, we had
England, Finland, Denmark, and Victoria, Australia, and in the Netherlands, they had an event, and guess what they did? they went mega.
I know. Can you believe it?
So crazy.
All these megas
Yeah,
are popping
great.
off left, right, and center. See what happens when you put some sort of inspiration to get some sort of mega going. They all do it, which is really cool. The leaderboards, ready for this? Now, we're going to have to talk a little slowly. I do, a little slowly for people to actually sink this in. The leaderboards over the weekend, Friday. A new world record was done with 6.395 million points by XP2. World record, brand new one. Wow. Munzee Prof as well, second as always. He's going to laugh about it too because I spoke to him about that. He got second. He got second with like 5.365 million points, almost the world record in second as well. Eagle Dad and Xenia, they got 5.089 million. There was 3 players over 4 million, 6 players over 3 million, including the GCV. By the way, quick mention as well to Funbro. He beat him, Rob. He got 8th, and Josh got 9th. So Funbro actually got the Infinity badge over Josh. Anyway, listen to that for a fun interview. That's on the channel as well. But overall, Rob, 29 players got over 1 million points. Wow. That's incredible.
What a day.
So what's that actually make it? 1, 2, 3, 6, 12. Look at me doing math on the fly. 41 players got over 1 million points. 41 players got over 1 million points that day. There you go. Yeah.
No, only 21. Only 29. That was the top of the leaderboard.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant, see, I read the show notes wrong. That's okay.
And I'm just realizing what you meant for me to calculate. But sorry about that.
That's right.
So
over
from
29
from 1 million above, 29 total.
There you go. 29 total.
Oopsie.
Got over 1 million. Saturday, Rob. How did we go on Saturday?
Coal Cracker 7, who she was actually the main host of the events. So congrats, thanks to her. Coal Cracker 7 won the day with 5.569 million points. Wow. And KPR 1000 came in at just over 4 million. Danielle 41101 at 2.689 million. And total, there were 22 players over 1 million points on Saturday as well. Yeah.
That's incredible. And I will say, as Rob, I met a few players over the weekend for the first time and put faces to names as well. But Danielle 41101, I met her, but sort of we spoke a couple of words, but she was so busy munzing. She literally heads down in a phone and she walks. So
she chases the points.
She really
the points do not escape her. Nope.
No. And here's another tip as well for you players, and this is what I found out from Danielle. She's got a little backpack, Rob, and she's got her portable chargers in her little backpack, and then she's got the charge on her phone coming from the backpack into her phone, so she doesn't have to carry 2 things at once. All her charging stations in her backpack, and her phone's in her hand by itself, plugged in. So there you go. Nice. Anyway, on Sunday, we had the Lanes with 2.4 million, Jack Sparrow with 1.4 million. The GCV edging out Chicken Run, 1.07 million to 1.05 million. So GCV got third on Sunday, you see, and that's when I came home and he stayed, see, and he gets the exactly right.
You're welcome, Josh.
But Rob, the biggest news coming from this weekend, though, I think personally, the biggest news there is, you can go ahead, Rob. This is all yours, mate.
Well, we have a new king, Munzee. Yeah, Whelan, also known now, we learned as W. Helen. Whelan stepped up into the top spot. He passed by Humbird 7. That happened Sunday after the morning events. He's now number 1. He's got over 208 million points and continuing to grow.
And that 208 million points is as of today's recording, which is Wednesday. So it's going to be a couple more than that by the time this goes to air on Friday. Only 2 days. Yeah. But anyway, well done.
So
well done.
Big congrats to him. I will say, though, that there was a lot of conversation at the events, starting in particular on Saturday morning, about Whelan's quick heading up toward, being number 1. And so because we respect Bob and his style of play, which is with the camera in front of him recording everyone else at the events, he's not really one to put himself or to want to be in the limelight. And I think, well, whether he's okay with me saying it or not, I am. Yeah. He's that guy. He's kind of private. And sort of a phantom. And so he's here, he's there, he's everywhere. We wanted him to do this before the events, just so that we could all celebrate. He did not want to be celebrated in person, which is why he did hold off until Sunday. Now, that's all rumor. That's what I've heard. And whether he said it to other people or not, it is very clear that that's what he wanted, because it took him less than 2 hours after the Sunday event to make it to number one. So again, congratulations. We understand, Bob. We stayed back. We stayed out of your business and let you celebrate how you wanted to celebrate when you wanted to celebrate. So Thanks, Bob. Congratulations, Whelan. You're the man. Quite literally now, you are number one.
Yeah.
Congrats.
And let's see how long he lasts on number top. I'm going to say it's going to be a while. I'm going to say it's going to be a while. He's not one of those players that turn around and say, well, I've done it now, so now I can just put my feet back and relax. He's not that type of guy. I think I agree.
And you know what it depends on? How hungry are the people behind him?
This is true.
And there are a few people that have been coming up the ladder with him fairly quickly. I don't know if there will be any fight from Humbird 7, to
regain control.
Most of the time, the people in the past that were number one and are past, they don't put up a fight because the people that are coming up have momentum behind them, cap on points and everything else. So I would expect that he's got a couple of other players, some of them that we list pretty regularly as second place. So we'll see what happens, but
exactly.
Good times.
But from last weekend, Rob, with all those massive points coming up this weekend, now we've got one event in the world, one only. And you know what? It's only a small event, but it's getting massive amount of cards because it's the only one. And then it's in Ohio. But I love the name of it, Rob. It's called the Penguin Awareness Day event. Didn't even know that.
I wasn't aware. No. Yeah, I wasn't aware there was a Penguin Awareness Day.
No, exactly. So
maybe penguins next year.
Exactly. So good luck to them. But also large events coming up, Rob. We've got to talk about this as well. There's the one in California, March 8 and 9. So far, there's 25 attendees, so they're halfway there to mega. ACT in Australia, Rob, they're having a massive event as well. And it's also a coexist event, which is pretty cool. That's on March 30th in ACT Australia. If you're a player in ACT Australia, you coexist, or you're a Munzee player, get to that event. Get it to 50. Rob, if that makes 50, guess what? That's the first Munzee mega event in the Southern Hemisphere. There you go.
I believe you are correct.
There you go.
There were none last year. So there
you go. And also, of course, we've got to mention the one in Minneapolis, Rob, in May 10th and 12th as well. That's always a good one too, up in Minneapolis, Minnesota, in May 10th and 12th. But if you're a host of a growing event and you haven't noticed yet, please reach out to us and let us know to say, look, we're growing and we may hopefully make mega status as well, and we can also mention you on this podcast. Anyway, Rob, 18 minutes into the show, we're talking all about the week that was. Let's talk about the week that is. There's what's happening this week. There's some scattered Robs around. What are you doing? You're scattered everywhere, mate.
Man, look, quite literally, I have been scattered from the week before Christmas through this exact moment. I am still not home, so I'm scattered all around the world. And so, hey, why not throw some flat scatters out there too? We always have a good time with our flat scatters, and I think everyone enjoys chasing them. This is sort of the kind of thing where I believe these flat scatters, we've done this on National Hat Day for the last couple of years now. Last year it was during the Munzee Mecca weekend, so that made it really crazy. This time I'm actually kind of glad that it was after, because it's just an extra element of chaos. So the scatters are on the map until Sunday, the 21st at midnight. And what you need to do is you need to cap 2 of them to earn a special badge that is only during this event. So there are other badges that you can earn from those scatters that are, started back in time. But this new badge is a special hydration hat badge. but it's only available during this one event.
I haven't
So
seen it yet.
get it.
I haven't got it.
Have
yet.
you not?
I know.
Why?
Well, it's freezing.
got
It's
mine.
freezing cold, and like Josh says, we don't talk about the weather here on this podcast, but it's freezing cold at the moment here. Don't get me wrong. I still get out at least once a day and get my regular cap-ons, because that's my resolution as well, is POIs and cap-ons and deploys. But yeah, so I haven't got mine yet, but I plan to get it today, Rob. I'm going to go to the gym today. I'm going to get it today.
I just happen to be back in my old stomping grounds right now, right? And so on the 15th, I blasted a bunch of sleepsies. Little did I know, quite a few of them were flat robs. So the scatters were absolutely everywhere. Yeah, so I cruised back over to my local park and got so many of my hats that have been scattered. And sure enough, there it was, my hydration hat. Now this badge is really, really important because hydration is vital. Exactly. You know that.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely. And your type of hydration as well. I like your type of hydration. I had your type of hydration on the weekend, just saying.
With me, yeah, that's right.
You're a sour hydration guy. I'm an IPA hydration guy.
That's true. That is true. Quite a different style there, but
Josh is a light. Josh is a very light hydration guy. You know, he likes it light and fluffy and whatnot. So.
It's like the game of Munzee. Munzee, play it your way, and hydration. Hydrate your way.
Hydrate your way. I like it. Rob, moving on now. I noticed as well, playing like all the events, etc., and doing the pins over the weekend, some of these cake credits. And then you gave out some information over the weekend in regards to cake, eating cake. We can't eat it yet. We can collect it, but we can't eat it yet. What's going on with the cake credits, Rob?
Correct. So I talked about it a tiny bit Thursday night. I talked about it a little bit more Friday night. I talked about it a little bit more on Saturday. So what we've done is we are still completely finalizing all of the information about cake. We wanted to turn it on so that all events during 2024 would be available to collect it. However, we did run into an issue or two at the Munzee Mecca events, and part of that was why we were holding things back so that we could test it in person. We've made some fixes this week. We are still going to make sure that it's all working properly before we finalize how you can redeem the cake in order to get things. So what I did tell some people at events, so I might as well make that known to everyone. There will be the ability to redeem for some things that are currently in the game. There will be the ability to redeem for some new items, and there will be some save your cake up for a rainy day. There's going to be something bigger as well. Nice. So so that's all the news though, because that's okay. I can't quite throw it all out there yet. But I'm not going to push you. I know. But I will say, I hope that's enough to keep people holding on.
Exactly.
Go to events, collect the cake, host your own event, whatever it is, and it's going to be worth it.
But a simple rundown for those of you who have not heard about this cake stuff. Cake is a separate currency that can only be earned through events. So you go to an event, you earn this cake credits themselves, and then later on when it gets published, you can actually redeem your cake in the redeem store. So it's just a new currency, Rob. That's all it is for events. So that's a quick rundown for those of you who don't know anything about cakes. But Rob, I'm going to move on now because 23 minutes into the show, I know, so quick. Sand dollars.
Keep your eyes on the blog, people.
That's it. That's all you can say.
That's what I got. So keep your eyes on the blog. Stay very, very close to it.
You know it's dollars, so it's some sort of sand dollars. Make of that as you will. And obviously, as Rob said, watch the blog, and we'll probably mention something as soon as it comes out on the blog. We'll mention it on this show as well. So.
More info next week.
There you go. More on that next week. So tune in for next week's episode. Meanwhile, let's move on to the Munzee question of the week. This one here is from Minionsarecool. He asked for recurring events. So if you're an event host and you publish events monthly or whatever you like to do, is it possible that they can use the same QR codes from their previous events the month prior, like we said before on those flags, and save them having to print them out every time? So can you use the same QR codes? Can they be refreshed, Rob?
No.
Plain and simple.
It's a simple, it's a simple answer. And sorry, everyone, it's not possible because each event count is unique, and every QR code is even more unique than the event. So, it's not possible. We've had a chat about maybe how we might make it possible, but at this point in time, no, it is not. Sorry.
No, that's all right. That's right. That's why they asked.
Good question, though.
That's a good question.
Yep.
That's very good. Meanwhile, we're going to move on now to the tip of the week. Now, this one refers back to like the flat robs, for instance, and things that happen, like published things that happen all the time. And the question is from Udac. Or tip of the week is from Udac. He asked the question, so I think this is a good tip. And let's talk about trading Munzees with other players. So when a flat rob specials come out like they do, how do people, Rob? How do people then say, I want to trade? I don't have any around me. I don't have any other players around me. But how can I trade with people overseas or in separate states, etc.?
Yeah, just random luck is probably not going to be the best way. No. Just throwing a flat rob out there and hoping that someone goes, "Oh, I'll put one, in a random place that lands next to you." That doesn't happen. No. So instead, you've got to go looking for the communities. We've got the community on Discord at Munzee.com/Discord, so you can find us there. There's an actual trading channel there. Then you also have multiple Munzee Facebook groups, the biggest one being Munzee Water Cooler. And there will, when we announce things like the flat rob scatters, there will be posts, of people saying, "Hey, I'll trade you flat robs, and here's my coordinates." And it happens all the time. It's a really, really great thing that we have about our community. Everyone works to help each other out, because you get the cap on points. There's a lot of good serendipity to it, I suppose, where you've got both parties end up feeling good about what's going on there, and get the rewards.
Exactly. The other Facebook group I will mention as well is the Gardens, the Munzee Gardens Facebook page. And the reason why I say that is when these things come out, sometimes you'll find there's flat robs, there's types in the gardens themselves. So you can then say, look, if reach out to the player who owns that garden, say, look, if I deploy one for you, you got one for me. So it's just about communication. That's all it is. And communicate via that way. And it's easy. Rob, we said it before, tip of the week, and I learned something a few episodes back when it comes to the map links. You can give map links of where you want them deployed, either via the website, and I learned this on the actual app itself on your phone. You can actually get a map link from your phone. So that was really cool. So that's it. Easy, done, all said. Rob, we're going to go overtime now. You've got a couple of minutes spare. Did you want anything else you want to say before we finish up?
I got a song and dance every single time. You know how that goes. No, from this weekend, it was all fast paced and we had a great time. But a big thank you to the players that made the trip to Florida in order to make that a mega event. We do realize that everyone around the world can't make it. You can't fly and travel to every single event. It is always nice to see people that have done that. But those big events don't happen without the whole world finding them and deploying at them as well. So the number of people that were represented there would have been in the hundreds easily, several hundred, 300, 400, 500, type of thing of people that had deployed. So to the people who flooded the map with cards, we thank you. You gave us something to do. You gave us too much to do. Some might say
we left our pieces of food on the table, so to speak, on the plate. We didn't cap them all, Rob. We didn't. It's a different game. We didn't cap them all.
I promise I tried. So
I tried.
Yeah. I used everything that I could to get everything, but we had a great time, and again, thanks to you and Josh for coming along, and the documentation that's provided, through both your social media channels, and there are links to all of our stuff on the through the show notes. So everybody check those out. Your channel, Josh's channel, and I look forward to seeing you again soon, maybe in March. So everybody get your will attends out there.
Exactly. So, Rob, this ends another official Munzee podcast.
Thanks for joining us on this Munzee adventure.
Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcasting app, and join us next week for, of course, another informative episode.
And remember, Munzee is more than a game. It's a worldwide community of mobile game players.
Keep scanning, keep discovering, keep the Munzee spirit alive. Ready, Rob? 1, 2, 3. Munzee on. 30 minutes exactly. Yes.
Did it.